What is going on? Hope everybody can hear me okay. Just give me just a second here and make sure I'm all set up. Can you guys hear me okay? I know there's a little bit of a delay. What's up, Shane, Dennis, Luis? Is it Nebraska Prepper? 70, hello. Killian, El Banger, very nice. Reggae time. I know you like my music. It's supposed to be relaxed. Somebody in Discord didn't like my music though. QC Mitch, Crypto Bot Baby, Feathered Serpent of the West. Finally, recommended paper. I recently subbed to this channel. I've been smiling ever since. Wow, thank you so much. That's really awesome. I appreciate that. So let's get to it. So you're looking at DOT right here. This is something that I talked about it. I've been doing a few videos on DOT over the last few weeks, but yeah, here in Discord on the 24th, this was kind of a hot topic, which by the way, if you're in Discord, there's this search function and you can search for literally any keyword, or if you want to search for my post in particular, you can put my username up here and it'll sort all of the comments by whatever you search for up here. So it's really helpful in case you're trying to find specific, specific posts, or if you want to follow specific people. This is a really easy way to do that. But anyway, here on the 24th, I had mentioned to the group that I added some DOT because it was coming down pretty hard. You can see, that DOT candle, there was a bunch of, liquidations. It was just brutal. But honestly, when things like that are going down and the chart is giving you technical reasons to buy, it's often when you're the most scared, right? And you're telling yourself, man, like, look at this, prices drop 10%, 15%, whatever. Like, what if it keeps going down? But again, when there's technical reasons to buy, that's when you got to get in. So I had mentioned here on the 24th, I added some DOT right at daily Kijun. It's really easy to manage. So that was on the 24th. That was this candle right here that you're looking at. And this had taken, what is this, 5 days of just straight down candles. And finally you got kind of your exhaustion candle here where there was a lot of liquidations, like I mentioned, that took place. A lot of stops got hit. And my technical reason for buying was very simple. And I said in Discord, the daily Kijun, it hasn't been tested since the beginning of the year, January 11th. Had a really nice rise up on DOT. And you haven't had an opportunity to buy this. And anybody who's been following me knows that the daily Kijun in this kind of a market, I'm always like paying attention to see, like kind of what the chart looks like if and when you get that opportunity. So I bought right at the daily Kijun. That was my, and I've been holding. DOT's one of those that I hold for the long term. And I don't actively manage my positions because most of my positions came in way below Binance even listed it. Like, I've been in DOT since the beginning. But anyway, this was a really nice opportunity to add, in my opinion, which is why I bought here. I didn't catch the ultimate low. I definitely didn't catch like this wick through here, but I did buy once I saw a bit of stability around here. And then you got a really nice move off of it. And like, and again, when you have markets, when you have, you know, stuff that looks like this, and it's in a very clear uptrend, when you're using Ichimoku, bidding your Kijun here is usually, it's not a terrible idea. And like, I don't, you know, again, I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, if there's one indicator where I might consider blindly longing without other forms of confluence, this is it. And I also, you know, there was a daily level here. I would have probably bought some more had it reached down to this daily level. But again, this is like, you know, for me, this is like a long-term hold, right? So I'm not stressing out. Like I didn't sell my holding up here and I didn't like rebuy it here or anything. I've literally, my average entry on DOT is in the single digits, like low single digits. So I'm not panicking, you know, if you see price doing this kind of thing. But, which by the way, oh, Elizabeth, that's miss right there. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this from here or not. Just give me 1 second. There we go. I'm gonna make her a mod. But anyway, really good price action. Got your opportunity in, and since then, you know, even if you just take it from this, the Kijun, I'm not even counting this wick because obviously I didn't buy that. But so far, 46%. Just within, you know, what is this, a week, a little bit, you know, a little over a week or whatever. But it's those types of opportunities that you look for. And when they're given, this is when people are panicking. They don't want to buy, right? Like people are scared. They think like this is going all the way back down to 15 bucks, $10, whatever it is, right? But at the end of the day, if you understand the type of market that you're in, and the chart gives you a technical reason to enter when others are panicking, this is one of those reasons. And you can see we got a really nice move off of that level. Now, just looking at this price action right here. So you have this ascending channel, right? That, you know, it did a really nice job. So basically you're low here, come up to the high of the channel, and you see you get these wicks here at the bottom. This tells you like this channel so far, not too bad. Overall, you know, you kind of come back up to the midpoint and you lose your channel. You get your back test here before you get, you know, this is like clear sign that we're going to take a break. To the upside, this is a channel. And again, it's just same as Ethereum, which I'm going to go over Ethereum here in just a few minutes. But I am going to keep this on here just so that if DOT does manage to come back up to these levels, I wouldn't be shocked if you see these levels respected again, especially if you can re-enter the channel. Then, you know, this is a very steep ascending channel though, very steep channel. So I'm not too sure, but I'm keeping it here just for reference in case I can use it for other, you know, when I'm trading these levels, I can possibly use it for, you know, another form of confluence. But your daily level here, it was formed right here. Really nice rise out of it. And look, beautiful back test of your daily level. And you got a very nice bounce off of that. So these levels that you can see that are on my chart, like they're pretty well respected for the most part. Again, your daily level right here, perfect bounce. And what was your confluence? You had your daily level and the channel, right? So like that's a good potential entry there. And then you lose your daily level. What's your resistance? The daily level. So you lose it, you get your perfect back test, it gets rejected. Next day you push through it. Look at your back test right on your daily level again before you push off, and you have your weeklies obviously. But again, these levels, you know, when you know how to pull them and you know how to use them, they can be incredibly powerful. So that's DOT. Obviously it's very bullish right now. One thing that I do want to point out, so I'm going to hide this because I kind of have a lot going on here just so that this is a little easier. You haven't quite hit your like all-time high, which was made back here. Where is it? Key level. So you're right up against your previous all-time high. If I had to guess, you're probably going to make a new one here. Might even do it during this video. But this is your current all-time high as far as the tether pairing is. You see this weekly level, very critical though. So once the weekly level was formed, You get your you don't get candle closes above it. Nice rejection off of that level. Price comes right back up. Look at that. Right back up to your weekly level. Rejected. Price comes back up to your weekly level. You get a little bit of a wick through it, but a nice, this was the where I added to my position. And then now you just had your daily close 39 minutes ago. You haven't had a daily close above this level ever, right? I mean, granted, it's only been a level, I guess, for the last month or so, but you haven't had that close. So this is like a change, right? The change of behavior. Likely to me, I think that you could see DOT continue to push higher from here. Now, very clear cut, your weeklies are your supports. You have your Ichimoku, which you have your Tenkan and your Kijun supports, which, when they're lining, if you see them lining up with other indicators, whether it be SR levels, Fibonacci or whatnot, nice forms of support below you. But right now, DOT looks very nice. Very nice. So that's DOT. Let me kind of go back to chat for a second before I move on. Let's see here. It's nice to have everybody here. By the way, so we're 18 minutes in. Well, some of that was the introduction, obviously, and the music that some people like, some people didn't, apparently. If you put your favorite music in there, maybe I'll do that next time. But I do, the main reason why I wanted to do this live stream today is it's really just to say thank you, because I reached 2,500 YouTube subscribers, and my channel, like I shared earlier in Discord, that my channel, where is it? Let's go back here. Let's go back to announcements. Oh, by the way, yeah, so this very quickly, I did a new trading bot video today, but it's like a prequel, right? This is for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to see any of the videos yet, or maybe those of you who are, 1 to 2, maybe 3 videos deep. This just helps you see kind of what's coming ahead. So I was just doing this just to kind of try to make things as easy as possible for people when, before they start the series, or if they're just starting the series. But anyway, so, and one thing that I would appreciate if people do, for those of you who have been doing the bots, for the last month or two, if you want to comment on this video and tell people how it's going, I would be appreciative of that. Good or bad, it's totally fine. But like, just to give people some feedback, that way they kind of know what they're walking into. But for the most part, I think everybody, everybody's pretty happy. It's been a phenomenal group. I'm really proud to have, obviously be a part of it. But if you read this post I shared today, my first YouTube video was published on February 1st of this year. So I've had 2,500 subscribers just since February 1st. Like I'm so over the moon, honestly, about that. I greatly appreciate that. And it's because of all of you, honestly. Like, you guys are making this happen, and I'm having a blast. So I hope you are too. Just got a super chat, 99 cents, Samin. I hope I said that right. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. But next time, if you want to leave a comment or something, say hello, maybe. But anyway, so that's that. Just wanted to say thank you for that. And then on to ETH. So Ethereum. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Scott, I know. I'm probably going on and on, but you don't have to listen as well. Just pointing that out. So no one's forcing anybody to be on here. Just saying that. But Ethereum. So this is one of those channels. I've been sharing this for a long time now. Long time. Ever since the beginning of the year. I've explained this in quite a few videos since then. But really, this channel has been incredibly respected. Like, incredibly respected since, it started forming. And, again, if you want me to go over it, I've previously gone over it in other videos. But one thing that I kind of want to highlight, so for everybody getting super bullish on ETH right now, I will tell you by looking at this, yeah, it looks very bullish. But what's also happened, every time ETH has made a new all-time high, for the most part, it hasn't had that real, like, crazy follow-through that you kind of want to see, right? Except for, I'd say here, back in February, this was a really nice move up to your, what was your current all-time high before yesterday. That was a really nice move. But ETH has been kind of playing games, right? It makes an all-time high. You break your Coinbase all-time high right here. It rejects it in the same day. You don't even get a close above. That's pretty crazy. So, price goes sideways again. Then you get your break. and you know, your new all-time high, big time rejection. That was a big rejection here. So look at that. It's 37% to the, you know, to the downside after you make a new all-time high. Now, kind of what I'm talking about is, you know, when Bitcoin broke 20K, that was a massive level, right? That was our massive December 2017 all-time high that stood for, you know, what, 3 years. And just when it broke, though, when it finally broke that 20K, Bitcoin never looked back. Like, that's real strength, right? It never came close to touching 20K again after it broke it. So with Ethereum, just something to be careful about. Like, when you're breaching new all-time highs, and Bitcoin actually just had this change of behavior, the last all-time high too. It actually retraced below a prior all-time high. So that's something to think about, honestly. But Ethereum, you broke new all-time high. You're outside of the channel again. This looks incredibly bullish. But I say this with a bit of caution. And your early warning indicator, as far as I'm concerned, is breaking back below into this channel. So when you see that happen, right, if Bitcoin breaks back into this channel, that's kind of like heads up number one, that maybe like we could be heading in for a possible, you know, retracement. Again, it looks very bullish. A retracement isn't something that is like all of a sudden, you know, ETH is garbage again. No, it's just saying like this is kind of your first early warning signal that says maybe we could be in for a little bit of a pullback, coming back down to retest your prior all-time high. Not the end of the world either. So this is just something to pay attention. But as far as I would go for like a target, just using, like, I'm just curious. Do a fib extension. Your 1-to-1 fib extension is basically $2,200. So keep that in mind. This is literally a 1-to-1 extension of this move right here. So you have your swing low, swing high, your low, and it's your 1-to-1. So it's $2,200. Your 1618 sitting around $2,600. That's pretty crazy. And one thing you can do too is line up, if you look at your pivots, which we just had new monthly pivots print yesterday. So this is something that's very relevant to what, you know, how April is going to go. And you're already at your R1 pivot. And you see right now, you're actually using your R1 pivot as support. So that's where, you know, your current support right now, R1 pivot. But does anything else really line up? Not that I can see. As far as this, you know, I could do other pulls as well, but this is kind of the first one that catches my eye. But I don't see anything that really lines up. Your R3 pivot, 2650. I mean, that's close, but nothing that lines up particularly well. But anyway, those are things that you can look at. Again, Ethereum's at an all-time high. When you're trying to predict, you know, future resistances, when you're in a blue sky breakout like Ethereum is right now, that's one of the ways that you can do it. So that's Ethereum. I covered DOT, I covered Ethereum. Both of them look great. Again, for Ethereum, you break below back into this channel and you have your levels below. And that's kind of like, you know, this is the first thing that I would look for. But if I get a chance to trade, so I would already see, like, you see a weekly level here. This was resistance, right? Resistance, you got your big down move, come back up, resistance right at this weekly down move, and you get your push up. So maybe we come back down to, you know, 1930, 1950, something like that. If this, you know, if this comes in line with the middle of this channel or something, that's really nice confluences. And if you look at your daily Tenkin right here, you can see just off of the forecaster here where the Tenkin is looking like it might be heading, which is right in the zone. So maybe a week from now, right? So again, just something to pay attention to. It's hard to say right now, but that's kind of what I'm eyeing for Ethereum. And before I forget, so again, kind of lost track. Reason why I'm doing this stream, to thank everybody, 2,500 subscribers. I'm really appreciative of that. But I do want to do a giveaway. So what I want to do is I'm going to give away $25 in Bitcoin to 4 different people. Okay. So the way that you need to be eligible, I guess you could say, is put your Bitcoin address in the comments of this video, because I'm going to use a comment picker for the next live stream that I do. And I'm going to pick the winners live. And I'm going to send you your Bitcoin right then and there. Okay. But before you do that, if you're worried about privacy or you're worried about people being able to see your Bitcoin balance or something, use a clean address. Okay, so if you want to be part of the giveaway, it's just coming out of my wallet. I'm happy to do it. Again, I'm just appreciative of people taking the time out of your day to watch this content, obviously. But I'm going to pick 4 winners, $25 in Bitcoin for 4 different people. And then the 5th person is actually going to get a free pro subscription for a month from 3 So I obviously, through the trading bot videos, there's been a lot of people that have been sent over the 3 So I asked them very nicely, and they were happy to do so. But I asked them very nicely if I could potentially give away like some subscriptions to people. So they sent me a few codes that I can give away. So again, it's for a pro subscription for 30 days. It's great. If you don't have a subscription yet, you can check it out. If you do have a subscription, it does add 30 days to your whenever that renews, just so you know. So you should be able to use it no matter what. But so that's what you need to do to enter. Let's see here. So what do you guys want to look at? And yes, you pronounce it correctly. Thank you. Wow. Happy about that. So Scott wants me to talk about mana, but I don't know, Scott, you weren't very nice to me earlier, but I guess I'll do it for you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Scott. Paul, can we have a mana? Okay, so let's look at mana, because that's something that we looked at the last live stream, right? So I know that's what we, let's take a look. Do I have it here? No, maybe it's on this one. Damn, walking my dog and Jane says, well, damn, I'm walking my dog and watching. That's awesome. What happened? Is that the bottom? Oh, that's why it's at the bottom. All right. So let's see what happened since then. Not a whole lot, really. I mean, so we have this same sideways channel, right? I think we're looking at this on an hourly time frame. So let me turn off Ichimoku just real quick. I'm getting a lot of people subscribing right now, by the way. Thank you. Let's see here. So it's going on the hourly. I think this is what we were looking at, right? Yes, it was. So here on the hourly time frame. So nothing's happened since then. That's kind of what we were talking about, right? So price, I believe we came down through here. But nothing has happened. So there's not a lot is going to change from what I said last time. I believe it was somewhere around here. Yeah, we're basically ranging. Let me turn this off just for a second. But yeah, nothing has happened. So what the interesting thing though is you look at this candle right here. Okay, let me try to zoom in a bit better. There we go. So remember me talking about the point of control and it being really important support, right? Look at this candle. Perfect, absolute perfect back test right here. So it's clear, obviously, like this level is critical, right? Like, so if you lose this point of control, which is at 98.5 cents, you lose this level, then your value area low is the next level that I would be looking at. So let me see if I can re-pull this. I just want to make sure the levels are completely accurate. I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't want to mess with them because they're still working. But let's see if there's any adjustments. And the thing about when you use fixed ranges is that as price action, as you're adding price action to your range, your value levels could change, right? So that's kind of what I want to see right now. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I think this might be easier on a higher time frame. Yeah, there we go. That's easier. Trying to remember exactly where I pulled this from. Pull it from there, or did I pull it from the top? Either way, your value areas are actually changing. So this is your new point of control now. See, that's the thing. So as price action, as you add price action to your range, it will shift your value areas. So your value area low has not changed, but your point of control is actually up here now. But like the thing is, like your old point of control, right? That's why, like that's likely why you caught that low right there. And then your value area high actually shifts down a little bit. So this is your updated range levels, just for all of you who are interested in, for those of you who are interested in Mana and following it. So like these are your new range levels. And really, so you're sitting on really important support. Okay, well, I think I shifted it. So you're sitting right on your point of control, basically. As long as you're holding this level, you have the midpoint of the channel below you, and then you're really, I think, your value area low. So if you lose this level, likely coming down to 92 cents, let's say there's a pretty fair chance that that happens. And then I'm saying if you lose the point of control though, and then to the upside, these are your resistances. So $8, your value area high, if this is reclaimed, then at $14, you have your next level. And then the top of the channel again, which has been tested, you know, this has been pretty good resistance so far. But at the moment, it looks fine. It's just not really doing anything. So, I mean, that's kind of all I have to say. It's not really doing anything. But you put Ichimoku back on, what else is right here? So check this out. So your daily Tenkin perfectly caught that as well. So you had that confluence, right? You had your daily Tenkin, you had the point of control that was sitting there. Like that's reasons there that you could take a trade. So I'm not saying I didn't do it, obviously. Again, I said that in the previous video. I've never traded Mana. I really need to get it together because I think this is actually one that trades. It looks like it trades pretty well, but really for the last few days, it hasn't done anything. So not much else to talk about there. What I don't like, this is something that, you know, I've mentioned in previous videos when you're talking about Ichimoku, is you see how your Kijun is flat? So it looks like it might start angling up, which is what you want to see. You really don't want to see this remain flat for very long. And you get this really big deviation from your Tenkin and your Kijun. This is not like a good sign. But for the moment, it's not that concerning to me. And again, you're sitting on support, so there's no reason to get bearish or anything like that. But it looks pretty good. You know, honestly, again, as long as you're above the point of control and you're above this general zone right here where my mouse is, there's nothing... It doesn't look bad or anything. So it's just not doing anything. All right, what's next? What's next here? Is this a trading signal service? No, it is not a signal service at all. I just like this is so my channel focuses on technical analysis, right? And again, in Discord, I think we have over 850 people in Discord, by the way. And I know a lot of you are here, you know, from the trading bot video, so there's a lot of trading bot discussion in there, but I don't have like a signals group or anything like that. I definitely am not interested in starting one of those. The thing is about those, and like, you know, I actually like I make my money, and people ask me, so why do you do the trading bot videos, right? I've made over, you know, $57,000 in profit on a trading bot, and somebody asked me today, like, why do you do that if you make the money? Like, do you work for 3 commas? So A, I do not work for 3 commas. I definitely do not. But like, I trade full time. I make my living from trading. I'm a profitable trader. And I also have businesses that I run in the background. So by the way, like I try to answer people's questions in as timely as I can, but I have a lot that I do outside of Discord and stuff. But so I like don't, you know, as far as the trading bots and all that, I don't rely on any of that income. I just do it for fun because that's like my hobby, right? That's what I like to do. So, and me being on here right now, again, it's just, I do this for fun. I love it. So that's why I'm here. Anybody else? Hello. Anybody else? Let's see here. Safe Moon. I don't know what Safe Moon is. Let me take a look at something real quick. Just give me 1 second. Is that... Oh, there is Safe Moon. I'm looking at it on CoinGecko right now. I'm just curious. This is like the 3rd time somebody said about Safe Moon, but it's like, oh my goodness, there's like 1 trillion of these. Like the circulating supply, I can't even count that many zeros. I think it's 1 trillion. But if Safe Moon doesn't have a chart, I definitely can't look at it. I'll tell you that right now. So I don't have much to say about that. I apologize. eGold USD, we can look at that real quick. That is one that I actually own. I don't really trade it, but I own it. Not that it matters. but just give me a second. Here we go, USDT. I have not looked at this. So you look at this, I pulled a fib like way back here, but I have not looked at this at all. But it looks pretty, like just on the surface, it looks good. So I'll tell you one thing. So there is a video that I've done on this. This particular instance when you're trading Ichimoku. So right here, you have a bullish TK recross above cloud. So cloud is bullish, which by the way, I've been saying this, but I am working on an Ichimoku module. It's going to literally start from very beginner. You've never seen Ichimoku before. I'm going to explain it just from the very beginning all the way until until advanced theories come into play. So I have a whole module series coming up on that sometime in the future once I find time to keep working on it. But that being said, this is kind of one of those signals that's playing out right now in front of your eyes. So you have a bullish TK recross above cloud. This is very bullish, by the way. This is very bullish. So we'll see how Eagle does over the next, few days or so. But this looks pretty good. You look like you're above your levels. So I'll tell you right now, this is a big level. So you have a daily level sitting here at 195.33. And, you got some wicks up here. What is this, around 215 or something? But this is kind of the next resistance. Well, you're actually at one right here too. To be fair, there is a daily level right here. And I'll tell you what I like about this daily level is you see the respect. So after it's formed, then you get price move off of it. What the hell happened here? Look at this wick. What is this? 168 down to $65? Did that really happen? I mean, it probably did happen, but wow, look at that. Get a bit of a backfill, a little bit. I mean, man, wow, that was an opportunity. I hope anybody caught that. But well, Gem Pop, thank you so much. The $5 super chat. I appreciate that. What video should we start off with? 3 commas. I just signed up for a month. So definitely the first video, right? And like, honestly, if you watch that video that I just did today, it will give you kind of a setup, an intro to the actual 3 commas series that I did. But definitely, and like one piece of advice that I have is before you do anything with trading bots, and this goes for everybody listening, before you do anything at all with trading bots, please watch all 8 videos. And the reason I say that is because I actually answer a lot of the questions that I get over the course of the time that I've made those videos. And I kind of pop the answers into the videos at random points, if that makes sense. But like, I'm not just trying to get people to watch the videos and like rack up hours or anything like that. I don't care about that. The fact is though, you'll have the most information that I can give you up to this point. And then if you have other questions after that, pop in a Discord and definitely ask. Like there's 850 of us in Discord. Really cool group of people doing trading bots. In fact, I'll show you here in a second. And then Telegram, we have like 450 people in Telegram. So there's a lot of people doing this, and there's a lot of really good information being passed around. But I would definitely, again, start with that video that I actually just made today to give you kind of the most information. But back to Eagle, just to finish this, it looks good here. Here's your support. I'm not even going to draw levels for you, and I'll tell you, you have a daily level as well sitting right here. So this is your support region right here. What is this? 139 to 144 or something. This is like pretty decent support zone. And then you're pushing right up against this daily level here. So back to that. That's what I was explaining before I saw this crazy wick. Took my attention away. But your daily level that forms here, back test. I don't know what came first. Probably the back test and then a rejection, if I had to guess. But you see how well respected this level is, right? So now you're pushing right up into it. You didn't get your close above, but you got very close to it. And now, again, price, we're sitting right just below this daily level. So this is, if you're able to reclaim this daily level, I think 195 is in play. But that's what you need to do to get up to 195. I have the hardest time getting my API from Binance. Why is that? I'm just curious. Like, one thing that you can do is, if you want to pop in a Discord, and like maybe we can try to help you with that. But as far as like doing your API, there's an API settings in Binance that you have to, that's where you go to make your API. Really looking forward to the Ichimoku video. Thanks a lot. I know I am too, believe me. Like, I am very passionate about Ichimoku. I've been trading Ichimoku for quite a while, and I'm very happy with it. Let's just say that. Like, and to me, it's, you know, it's just one of those things that I understand, that I get. But it's not for everybody, I think. It's just one of those systems that either you get it, you love it, or you just don't. So you'll have to find out which one of those you are. Let's see here. What question? So Giuliano, would be nice if you also answer my question. So what was your question? Can you post your question again? Oh, here it is. I have a question. If I trade Bitcoin versus Euro, do I have to add money constantly, new Euro, to my Binance account to keep the bot up? You shouldn't have to do that. I mean, it depends like how big your account is, I guess. But even so, like, you shouldn't have to be adding euros to your account all the time to be maintaining your bot. And like, kind of what he's getting at is, when you're trading bots, you know, if you take profit in crypto, if you take profit in your base pair, what you'll see sometimes is you'll see a negative, and it'll be like, I trade USD pairs, right? So you'll see minus, you know, minus a small amount of USD, and then you see the bulk of the gain in crypto. And that's just due to decimal places. I've explained this a bunch of times in Discord. It's due to the decimal places, like the rounding capabilities, or incapabilities, I should say, in order to try to close your deal out properly. And then also, you know, I think something about with BNB, like as far as using Binance to take, or using BNB coin to take profits. But that's essentially like why you have that the discrepancy of having the negative number. So no, you shouldn't really have to be doing it that much. Or one thing that you can do to counteract that is, if that's an issue for you, is run one bot or two bots, I don't know how many bots you have, and take profit in the USD pair, or for your instance, take it in euros, and then that should help kind of sustain that, if that makes sense. All right. How do you pull a fib retracement? I'm not sure. So which fib retracement are you talking about? One. So somebody wants one. Love your crash course on Ichimoku on the other video. You're welcome. I'm telling you, the module is going to be awesome. Like, I don't like hype my stuff up ever, but I'm really passionate about Ichimoku, and I talk about it a lot when I'm in Discord, and obviously a lot of my technical analysis videos include it, but it's just one of those things that I really like to use. So I'm happy to do a module on that. Let's see here. Oh, you're welcome on that. Yeah, Giuliano, you're totally welcome. Good question. So Lewis Nader, you said that Ichimoku is your bread and butter. How often would you say you take actions based on Ichimoku only versus combining with other indicators? That's a very, very good question. So yes, if, you know, let's say, for instance, I'll show you Bitcoin, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a very good example, which I don't think I've actually talked about Bitcoin yet, huh? I'll show you on Bitcoin though. Let me do, oh man, I hope I remember this. I'm just going to delete everything. So this is an example, okay, of when I will buy something blindly using Ichimoku. And I don't care. And again, I want to, like, this is just me, okay? But like, I've shown you this in a different video. Here. So when you get these opportunities, and again, you have to look historically, like how this is done, right? And I'll tell you, for Bitcoin, I have a trading journal that I keep track of, and I trade Bitcoin heavily. So like, I'm usually completely up to date with Bitcoin charts. I look at Bitcoin charts for hours a day. Like, I'm scalping Bitcoin all the time. That hasn't been the case the past couple of weeks because I've been very busy with trading bots and YouTube. But normally this is like, I'm all over this, right? this is an instance, or I should say Bitcoin is one of those instances where when I get a chance to buy the daily Kijun, I buy it. So this is one of those times where obviously, like, I would love for more confluences to be there that tell me this really is a great level, right? Because it's not going to work every time. But when you have this pattern, and you see right here, your Kijun's actually angled up again. Like, so I want to see the Tenkan angle up too. But your Kijun is coming up to meet price right now, essentially. If price comes back down to touch this Kijun, which it's going to do at some time, that's a guarantee. There aren't very many guarantees in trading, but you're gonna get a Kijun touch sooner or later. It could be today, it could be next week, it could be next month, 6 months from now, it doesn't matter. It will definitely happen at some point. But that being said, when you have assets that they tend to like certain levels, this is one of those that I'm always paying attention to. So that's kind of a long, drawn out response to your question, but like, I would absolutely prefer there to be multiple forms of confluence though, if that makes sense. With Ichimoku buying the daily Kijun, that's something like, again, if the asset has done well, you know, in previous instances and it's responded it, it's respected it well, then that's good enough for me a lot of times. But I myself have found that the more confluences that I have that are agreeing with that particular area to be a good buy or a good sell, that's like, I have much better percentages. Like, I have a much higher win rate having more than one confluence. Hopefully that answered your question. But that was a very good question though. Let me see if I can get back to where I was, please. Okay. And let me know if I didn't answer that, but that was a very good question. Oh, okay. So Daniel, the low to high fib retracement, I don't see a 6-6 level when I try. That's because you have to add it. So that's why, because you have to actually add that. So let me show you. Okay, so this is your fib. I don't know if this is the one that in particular that you're talking about. We'll answer that question, Daniel. So you have to actually go into your settings, okay? And you have to add this as a level. And you can add any fib levels that you want in here, but you have to actually add this in manually to get it. So that's why you probably don't see it. So go into your settings and you can pick, you know, try different fib levels if that's something that you want to do. But you have to make sure that it's actually here, that it's actively highlighted in your settings. Make sure it's checked, and then you should see it every single time you pull a fib retracement of any sort. All right, so we're 49 minutes in already. Can you believe it? I tell you, time goes by so fast. All right, any more alts? Daniel, no, it's totally fine. Again, when you're just starting out with any, you know, on anything, it's not something that like you're going to be able to get instantly. It's totally cool. So Lewis Nair, thank you as always. What TP did you use when you hit that daily Kijun on Bitcoin, for example? So that's also a good question. And like, this is kind of like going back in time here. So this is kind of going back in time. So like, I'll tell you my trading strategy, and it's like the thing that I want to be clear on is everybody's trading strategy is different, right? So like, you have to look at your statistics when you're taking trades based on whatever time frames it is, and you'll see over time like what kind of move happened to play out, essentially, right? Like, it'll give you an idea of like how much should you look for. So I'll tell you that even though like this is one of those instances where like you could buy this, and this is hindsight now, right? So this is why I don't really like talking about hindsight trading too much, because it's like, it's easy to bullshit, okay? Excuse my language, but it's true. But for me, I'm quick to take profit. I'm not gonna lie. So like, what I like to do is, if I catch a really killer entry and I see the reaction that I want, the first sign of weakness that I see, really, I'm usually quick to take a decent amount of my position off, and I will adjust my stop loss. So like, a great trade for me, and again, this is so different based upon everybody else that you're going to ask this question to. You could ask this question to 100 traders, you might get 100 different answers, honestly. because it's all about like your comfort level, your style, right? But for me, I'm quick to take profit because I kind of want to lock that in, right? But I will let my position ride until it's stopped out. So for instance, and I will go over this. This is perfect, by the way, perfect question. I will be going over this in the Ichimoku module. How do you know when to get out of your trade? So that's a critical thing that is really hard for traders when they're first starting out. And I feel like Ichimoku is one of those instances that it gives you kind of like a good blueprint on when to get in and out of your trades. So that's going to be covered in there. But essentially, like, there's multiple different ways that you could have played this. But for me, it's when I see the first signs of weakness, I will be quick to take some profit off and move my stop up. That way, I'm like, when I get to the point where I'm risk-free in a trade, I'm very happy no matter what happens. So hopefully that answered it. But in the Ichimoku module, when it comes out, you are going to see exactly how you enter and exit. If you're playing strict Ichimoku rules, that's what I'm going to teach. So hopefully that answered. And thanks for thank you for the donation, by the way. Like, I really appreciate that very much. So I see one and Solana. Ooh, I'll take a look at that. And is that USDT pairs? I'm guessing. Let's see if I have it on here. I haven't looked at Solana in a few days. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, it's already going to be a good one. Let's go in order. Guillermo, Fibonacci module coming? Yes, that is another one that's also one that I'm working on. And I hope I said that correctly. But I am going to have a whole series on Fibonacci as well. So that is in the works. I've been incredibly busy lately, though. Incredibly busy. All right, so here's one USDT. I haven't actually charted this pair. Or if I did, I deleted it. So I will do a few more. So I keep saying KSM, or I see Kusama in there. So I will do Harmony real quick. I'll do Solana and I'll do KSM. I'll try to answer some questions in between that, but that's probably going to be it for this live stream. And I can't see if people are adding in the comments yet, but again, the giveaway that I'm going to do, just so that in case people join late, I'm going to give 4 people $25 of Bitcoin. So post your Bitcoin address in the comments of this video. And again, if you're worried about privacy, use a clean Bitcoin address that you've never used before. That way it's clean if you're concerned about that. And I'm also going to give away a free month subscription for the pro tier for 3 commas. So that is going to happen. And I will be announcing that we're going to do it live so everybody can see it's live and there's no BS. It's all going to be live on the next stream. So again, just going to look at some relevant levels here. And I'm going to keep it like, I'm guessing you want like real kind of like, you don't want like the whole technical analysis of all the levels. So I'm going to keep it as relevant as possible to current price. Luis De Silva, just thanks for what you are doing for the community, sir. No, that's awesome. Like, I really appreciate that. And again, thank you so much for the super chat. It's like greatly appreciated. Like, I really appreciate it. But like, this is just as much fun for me as it is for you, hopefully. Like, I hope that people see that. Like, I love doing this and I'm happy to do it. Like, it's just awesome to see like that people, you know, like it's cool to see that people enjoy this stuff. So here's your 2 daily levels. This is your support. This is your resistance as far as I'm concerned. Like, these are the 2 levels, immediate levels, I should say. And, you know, your daily level, you got to wick up through here for a price move down. And then this is kind of your local support, you could say. I could pull, let me back down a little bit. Well, obviously, like, you see your daily Tenkin here, it's climbing up. And forget which one we were just doing, but you saw the reaction when it hit the daily Tenkin, right? So this is something to pay attention to. Like, if you're trying to scalp a trade on one, this could be like a nice potential entry. And then obviously your Kijun's flattening out. Hopefully, you know, this is angling up. You really want to see your Kijun angling up. But the reason why it's not is simply because there's been a loss of bullish momentum here. You see prices starting to range sideways, right? So that's why your Kijun is flattening out. And your Kijun is not, it doesn't look like it's going to be angling up unless you get another high. So something to monitor. But I'm going to go down on a lower time frame just so I can have a little bit easier time pulling a range. This is not a good setup. And I'll explain this in a second. It's not super concerning right now because you have your day level right here, but this is a bearish TK cross. Price did close inside a cloud. So I'll get back to this, but this is a bearish setup. So, but I will explain that. I wanted to pull my range. That's what I wanted to do. Let's see, where should we start? Let's start. So here are your value. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Amazing how that lines up, huh? So let me just mark these out. That way I can go back to the rest of the analysis here. Here's your range levels. And look at that. So if you look at price right now, you're bounced right off your value area low. So this is a nice support zone here. So this is a perfect example why I use support and resistance levels and range levels with Ichimoku. Now that's not really traditional. Like when you use Ichimoku, it's meant to be a standalone indicator for the most part. It does pair nicely with some, I'll go over this in the module, but for the most part, it gives you all of the information that you need to be able to make the trade, right? But in this particular instance, this is telling you really to short. This is a short signal here. So you got your bearish TK cross, price closed inside a cloud. So this is a 4-hour trade, by the way. And you have your Chiku span below price. So this is bearish. Your cloud is still bullish. It's very thick. Your cloud is still bullish, but everything else is bearish on the 4-hour. So typically when you have this setup, and again, I've talked about this many times in Discord, you can go back and look. Let's see. Your target is the opposite end of the cloud. So that's how you will look to play this particular setup. Now your invalidation is a bit tricky because it's technically once price is above cloud. So that's kind of where you would exit, or you could use Kijun depending on your, like how you would look to do it. But the thing is, do I like this trade? No, I don't, because you're literally sitting on support. So you have your daily level here, your value area low of this entire range here. You're sitting right on support. So shorting support is usually a terrible idea, okay? Now, if you are to lose this level, you lose your value area low, you lose your daily SR level, then it becomes a much better short, because that's another confluence in my mind that says now, you could look for price to actually continue to move to the downside. Until you have Ichimoku telling you this is a bearish setup, and then you're going to lose your support region down here, then yes, it definitely looks more bearish. But as it sits, Ichimoku would tell you to short. I don't see that right here. So like that's another reason why I kind of, I have my very specific way that I trade. So for one on the 4-hour, I mean, I'm kind of leaning neutral in the sense that like I do think we kind of come back. You can see cloud is, you see the shape of the cloud. Eventually it does kind of come back up to your point of control here. I'm leaning for a bounce, point of control Tenkan area back up to, what is that, 18 cents, something like that. But you really got to pay attention to this. And like you want to see price exit cloud and start closing back outside of the cloud. And then one thing you can pay attention to is if, later on in the future, this is not something that's going to happen today or tomorrow, very likely, but you would look for another bullish recross with price above cloud. That could tell you that you're ready to push higher. So that's something to look for on the 4-hour. But here's your range levels. You're sitting right on support. You see you got your nice reaction off value area low. The daily hasn't been tested yet, but this would be a support level. If you lose this, your target is actually the bottom of this cloud. So down at 13 cents. That's how that from an Ichimoku perspective, that's what you would be looking for. Now to the upside, if you take Ichimoku out of the picture and you look at it just from, SR levels, it's really clear. Your point of control, resistance right now. You reclaim your point of control, then you can look to value area high. So I will tell you, not financial advice, the risk reward is so much better for a long than a short here because you're literally shorting support. Okay. So I can show you how you could trade this. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just showing you. You could literally take an entry, and it's up to you. You could use this low. I'm not sure I like that very much. I don't think you really need to. You know, you could use this low maybe as an invalidation, but it's really when you start to lose your daily level is when it would tell you likely like the trade's probably not going to work out. So, and you can look to take this. Obviously, like your point of control is, you know, that would be a take profit. And your next, you know, really you look to trade this back to the high of the range. So let's say that you moved up, maybe you put on, you know, 5% risk if you wanted to do that. And again, this is, you know, considering you're entering right now. Like you could have entered, this is obviously back to being hindsight, but we weren't talking about it during this candle. But this was a much better entry because had you entered here, right, your stop loss would have been much closer to your entry. So that risk reward, you're literally looking at a 5-to-1 RR. Like this is much better of a trade in my opinion. So that's a potential long setup. And then obviously, like if you take some profit at your value area high, if you push through it, you can look for it to really push. So that's kind of how I would look, you know, look to potential. If I was interested in taking this trade, I'd be more interested in a long trade. But once again, you put Ichimoku back, you lose this level, all of a sudden the short doesn't look so bad. And that's your target. So like for this edge to edge setup, the edge of the cloud or the edge of the Kumo would be kind of your target to look for. Hopefully that covered it enough. Spent some time on that one. What was it? What was the other one? Kusama. So, okay, Solana. All right, so 2 more and then that's it. So hopefully that answered it for Harmony or One. I love when they have different names, you know. Makes it real easy to keep track of. Oh, wow, Dot. Look at Dot. Okay, I'm going to go back to Dot just for a second. I just want to look at something. There it is. There's your new all-time high. Wow. So we got it right on stream, which is really cool. But like you literally broke your new all-time high. This is pushing. This looks really good. This looks really strong. Yeah, stochastic. Look at it. I mean, honestly, it looks good. This looks strong. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, very nice one. Right. Solana, that's what we're going to look at. This is one that like I've been adding on dips, but I just can't get it to dip where I want it to dip. That's the problem. Like that's what's frustrating. So like this one I've been adding, but I just can't, like I was really wanting this, right? So I point the arrows at like where, you know, you see your Tenkan test, you see your Kijun test here. Oh, you're welcome, Leo, by the way, for the Harmony explanation. Happy to do that. And then, man, I was really hoping to get this Kijun test, and it hasn't happened because like that, this is as close as I got. And I picked some up. I didn't even catch the low here. I just added, I think by the time I saw this, I had missed like this area, but I think I added it around 1390 or something. I'd have to go back and look, but that's where I added to my position. It just looked good because again, like the invalidation for me is pretty easy. So you see this? So I have my alert, which I'm going to delete now. Like it's an alert that tells me Kijun incoming, question mark, please. Hopefully it does. But that just shows you, like I really do trade the Kijun. But what's nice about this right now is obviously price is pushing higher. Your Kijun is, the angulation is really nice. So like this is doing what you want it to do. Overall, this is bullish. You see the angulation here on your cloud. It's starting to angle upward as well. This is really good. So this looks, Solana looks pretty decent. As far as, you know, obviously resistances, you know, you have these wicks. I could turn on some pivots. I'm just curious. I actually, like I trade Solana. So I'm actually really curious. Now you have your new monthly pivot down here at, what is this? 1737. This could be a nice, you know, if price manages to kind of come and retest this $17 level, it could be a nice opportunity. But for now, this looks really good. To the upside, 2291. Like this gives you kind of your potential targets or take profits that you could use higher up. But again, Solana looks pretty good. And then there is a daily level sitting right here. So if you come back down to retest this, not the end of the world. This is at 19 bucks. So you have to see like if anything else lines up here you know, if it does come back down to test it, but this looks very bullish, honestly. So I don't know what else you want me to say, but it looks great. So this is, Solana looks pretty good. Obviously you want to see what happens when you take this high out. One thing I want to look at, how's volume? Well, that's interesting. Volume's pretty low. You see this kind of volume? Look at this volume, right? This one gets you started on this run up. Nice volume here. It's kind of like a, that's like, but yeah, then you get this move down. Volume is pretty, you know, it's kind of lower, but again, it looks good. Looks pretty good. But this is your support. So if you lose $19, then, you know, you have your pivot, you have your daily Tenkan. Like then you look, you know, you can start to look for your support resistance down here. I mean, your supports down here. You know, I don't want to pull a fib. I'll tell you right now where you would pull a fib from, but this is really irrelevant in my opinion. Like if you're considering where price currently sits, but that's like the only fib that I can see on this level that you would look to pull. But I honestly, like, I think we're probably going to take it out. As long as Bitcoin, you know, the market continues to look strong. One thing that I do want to warn people is that on Bitcoin, I mean, in the market in general, this is a holiday weekend. So be very careful. And if you remember Thanksgiving weekend, it was kind of a long holiday. There was some stuff going down Thanksgiving weekend, and I was all the way, I was like 3,000 miles away from my house on vacation, but I was not in like the right place to be trading it during that time. But I think we had almost an 18% down move on Bitcoin, and it was Thanksgiving weekend. So Easter weekend, when you have holiday weekends, price movement on weekends, is just something to be careful of. If by chance, like you get that similar price action to the downside, I think it could be a really nice opportunity though heading into next week. So I don't mind if that happens. If you know, you see like 56, 57K on Bitcoin, something like that, I think it could be a nice opportunity going into next week. So it wouldn't bother me. So again, this is Solana. I'm, you know, again, not much to talk about. Yeah, this looks good. Like here's your upside targets. You know, you have your all-time high. You take this out, you have your pivots. You could pull some fib extensions to check that out. I know the video is running really long right now, but this looks fine. You lose your daily level, then these are your supports to the downside currently, just from looking at that. And then, let's see, what was the last one I was going to do? Kusama. I know you're here. Kusama. Oh my. Oh my. So no, this is all like old now, right? It's just kind of funny. So like this is, you tell you like when I was trading Kusama. I actually sold my Kusama. So I was in Kusama, I think I was buying it when it was like $6 to $9. So we were buying that last summer during like the whole DeFi run, crazy stuff. And I held it all the way to 300 and I sold because honestly, like I was sitting on such nice profits. I was fine with it. That turned out to be a mistake. That turned out to be a mistake, but I'm happy with that trade, obviously. But my goodness, it, you know, obviously went up to 568 or whatever, like just incredible, like incredibly strong. Here, like look at this. So you get a really big move to the upside again. So here's your consolidation. You know, this lasts. I'm actually delete this. This is all irrelevant now, honestly. It's not that it's irrelevant. It's just that it's probably we're so far away from those levels. It doesn't matter that much. So you had your consolidation here. It's about 19 days, not that long. So you consolidated sideways for a few weeks, got your next leg up here. And now you're getting, you know, you had a bit of a retracement. This was a nice retracement, by the way. And it looks like you're trying to push higher. I mean, really, like you got your Tenkan test. You know, I don't think Kusama's giving you an opportunity. Wow, look at this. You didn't have an opportunity to buy the Kijun since mid-February. And look at that buy, right? What is this at $132? So if you had bought the last Kijun retest right here, and let's say you got the very bottom, which you probably, like, again, this is just like this is cherry picking. But look at this move. It's just to show you, right? So like you got a really nice opportunity for a trade here. And off of that, 318% move, like really nice. So you know, when Kusama comes down eventually to the Kijun, I'll have to see how, you know, how it approaches that, what it looks like then, but it could be another nice opportunity. But honestly here, it looks to me like we're likely going to head higher. I think this was your chance here. And he came down, tested your monthly pivot. Look at that. So you already took care of that. Daily Tenkin got a nice reaction off of that so far. I mean, what is this? From your low to your I mean, you're at 15% bounce, 64 bucks. That's a nice reaction. It's just something to pay attention to. Just looking at this real quick. I mean, that wasn't very clean level there. But yeah, honestly, I think this was your shot. I mean, if you just look overall, look at this chart. I mean, this is insane. Like, what a chart. This is an incredible chart. So like, if you get the opportunity, when you have something that's incredibly bullish like this, you see your Tenkin test, you get your one Kijun test here, right? And it's been Tenkin, Tenkin, Tenkin. Look at all these different opportunities you had to enter, you know, or add or compound or whatever. But this was your shot, I think. So we'll have to see how it goes. Think around 550. Yeah, it looks like, you know, 550 to 560 area is likely to be pretty tough. Let me look at this. I'm just curious on weekly pivot. Is there a weekly pivot around here? Yeah, here's your weekly pivot. So you're actually pushing up through it. This is a good reaction though. R1. So there you go. I mean, you clear your R1 weekly pivot, which honestly, we're going to get a new weekly pivot in a couple days. So I don't know. But yeah, it looks good. That was the last one I was going to do. But let's see, how many people are there? 61 viewers still? Wow. Awesome. Okay, let me go through some questions. Sylvester, thanks for this. You're absolutely welcome. Yeah, I don't think you can do bots on Kraken. Kraken is nuts though. And you want to put bots on Kraken, I'm scared. You see the wicks on Kraken? I mean, you look at some of the charts. Like, that would be pretty scary. I don't know. I don't want no part of that. Sorry, Kraken, but would you please share some of your common TradingView indicator settings? Maybe you could pin it in Discord. Yes, but I'm not entirely clear what you're asking. So if you could, like, yeah, we can. The thing is, I'm going to be doing videos about this stuff. So I'm even going to do a TradingView video at some point to show you how you set your charts up, how you set TradingView up. So I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff coming out. Again, we're like super trading bot focused right now because that's like the hot topic. That's what everybody wants to talk about. But I am going to be shifting into technical analysis based because that's like what I'm super passionate about, right? Like when I'm like my charting, the indicators that I use, how I trade, like I'm going to be going into that in pretty good detail. If you watch the bot videos, I'm a pretty detailed person, hopefully. But there's going to be a lot of that content coming out. You are so good informed that I wonder how old are you and for how long you're... Okay, well, see, I don't know. Do I want to tell you guys how old I am? If I get enough people asking me how old I am, maybe I'll tell you how old I am. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Okay, this is a good question. How old do you think I am? That's what I want to know. I'll tell you the answer at the end, but I'm curious. How old do you how old do you guys think I am? That's a good question. I'm going to be gentle, please. What's the weekly SR? Yeah, SR, support and resistance. Exactly correct. Take a look at hot USDT. I looked at hot the last time too, didn't I? Where are we supposed to post our Bitcoin address? So in the comment section of the video. So I'm not, I mean, can you do it right now? I'm not sure if you can because it's a live stream, right? I'm not sure. But anyway, when the video ends and it actually, like, when I end the video, you should be able to do that. Here, let's see. Yes, and oh my goodness, I don't know if that's what you're talking about. You can only deposit with the address. Please, like, public key, like public address, okay? Your public address. Do not post your private key. There's, you know, please make sure it's your public Bitcoin address that I can only see it and transfer money to you. That's all I want to do. So please, public address. It's a good shout out there. I mean, your Ichimoku fib settings. Yeah, I'm gonna have videos all about that. I promise. TradingView video. I'll try to do that. I'll try to do that soon. By the way, just to show you how to, you know, for those of you who haven't used TradingView or you're just getting started, like there's a lot of, like, it's incredibly powerful platform. So I'll definitely cover that. Oh, here we go with the ages. 29, I wish. 27, 35, 40, 36, 101. Okay. 34, 37. So I'll tell you that Andre is correct. So he is correct. That is my age. That will be absolutely great. TA and TradingView. Yeah, absolutely. I know. I'm looking forward to it. You're not old. Thank you. So people ask me like how long. So I started trading stocks. Okay, like that's how I got into trading. I started trading stocks when I was 24. So it was actually younger than that. It's actually younger. Like I started getting really interested in technical analysis and trading when I was in college. I think it was like my sophomore year. I think so. What was that? 22, something like that. That's when I got interested, but I didn't actually start trading, like trading until I was 24. I kind of worked it from there. But like it's been a journey of learning, right? And it's been a journey of like looking at, you know, your trading and adapting to, you know, being able to learn new stuff, seeing what makes sense to you, what doesn't. And like one thing that I want to say when it comes to trading is that not everything is going to fit. Like not everything is going to make sense to you. Like just because some people use moving averages, for example, it doesn't mean that like you need to use moving averages just because, you know, whatever person you're following uses moving averages. You have to like, I really encourage people to learn different styles of technical analysis, whether it's moving averages, whether it's RSI, you know, combination of the two, whether it's Ichimoku, you know, support and resistance. If you just want to trade price action, again, like learn different styles and see what makes the most sense to you, because whatever makes the most sense to you and clicks in your head is likely going to be what you want to pursue. And really at the end of the day, isn't it about using like fancy indicators and fancy charts and all this? At the end of the day, it's about making money. That's why we're here, right? Like if that's the game, that's the end game, is making money. Are you trading? Are you profitable? If you're profitable, it doesn't really matter like what you're doing, right? It doesn't matter if 80% of people use moving averages and you're like feel left out or whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's whatever makes sense to you. And if you're able to take what you've learned and become profitable, like that is the game. So 18, he has kids. Yeah, I have 4 kids. So by the way, my apologies for the late start. I was trying to do it earlier today, but I literally have landscapers in my yard redoing my entire backyard, jackhammering, using all kinds of heavy equipment back there. It's so loud. I have 4 kids. They're younger. So there's like a lot of screaming and stuff going in the house. Believe me, it's a battle to like try to find time to be able to do this peacefully. So my apologies. Daniel, it's a little overwhelming trying to learn how to analyze a chart. 100%. 100%. But like my advice to you is if this is something that you want to learn and this is something that like you're passionate about, just keep at it. No matter how foreign it sounds. Like I'll tell you, technical analysis, it's a lot like learning a foreign language. Some it's easier for some people, it's really hard for others. But if you keep at it and you immerse yourself in it, it will start to click. And when it starts to click and you start to be able to see things coming up that haven't happened yet, you know, it's a really awesome feeling. So like you just got to keep at it. You have a great spirit, you know. I appreciate that. Again, I really do. And like I hope that you guys can tell, like I don't like so the live streams, the trading bots, all that stuff, I don't do it for money. Like I don't do that for money at all. Like I do it because I love it. Like this is what I like to do. When I get up in the morning, my brain instantly, like I look at my phone and then the first thing I check is what did Bitcoin do while I was sleeping? I mean, literally, right? Like I don't need to trade, but I do it because like that's what gets me out of bed in the morning, you know? And not only that, it's another thing that helps me be able to spend time with my family, you know? And like that's important to me. So if trading is a vehicle that helps me be able to do that, like I'm all for it. So that's kind of why I do what I do. You see, never did this and I'm all in. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. Like, thank you guys. Honestly, like, and I really appreciate everybody thanking me. It means a whole lot. But like, I can't say this. Thank you. Like, you're here watching this. Like, that is really cool for me, honestly. Let's see. Anything else? I think we're good. So why have you, okay, Sean, so why have you stopped doing stocks? I haven't. Definitely not. I just don't, like, crypto is super happening right now, right? Like, there's way more money to be made in crypto, and it's way more fun. It's like, you know, stocks, not that they're boring, but it's like, it's kind of the same old, right? I mean, it's, crypto is where like my passion is. It's where like the, you know, like we're, you know, even we're still early, honestly. Like, we are still early in crypto. It's just fun to be a part of something different, I guess. So that's why I still trade stocks. I still like have a portfolio that I definitely have to pay attention to, but it's very passive compared to my crypto trading by far. So like with stocks, I don't actively trade stocks anymore. So that's something that I've changed because I spend all of my time in crypto. So like my stock, as far as like how I analyze it, it's very different than, like, I look for very long swing trades. Like when I buy a stock, I don't have the intention of selling it for, you know, it could be years. So it's just different. Like my approach to that is different, you know? Yeah, trust me. The key to it, though, Lewis, is having a killer wife, having a great wife. That makes all the difference in the world. Believe me. All right. Stocks are boring. Well, yeah, I mean, not that they're boring, you know, but it's just like crypto is definitely way more interesting, in my opinion. There's a lot more happening. So I think that is it. I'm going to probably wrap up here. It's been an hour and 23 minutes. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Obviously, my intention is to do a live stream tomorrow, and I would like to pick the winners. So I'm not sure if you can comment right here yet. You might not be. Actually, I don't think you can. But as soon as this video closes here, you should be able to put your Bitcoin addresses. Again, make sure it's your public address. And if you're worried about privacy, make sure it's a clean address that you've never used before. But I will select those 5 winners live on the next live stream, and then we'll do, you know, more technical analysis, and we'll talk, you know, whatever you guys want to talk about. But that being said, you guys take care, trade safe out there. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a nice holiday weekend.